Hey you guys, what's up? It's Kimberly Wright here, realtor in the state of Arizona, and I'm going to be talking to you about 5 things that you need to prepare for when you are starting your home buying process anywhere, especially here in the state of Arizona. I have a lot of questions about how the process is started, what it looks like, what you guys need to be prepared for. If you have more questions, check out these other videos up here. There is a part 1 and a part 2 of the home buying process. That way you guys can get a little bit more familiar of how I do things with my buyers, especially if you guys are moving from out of state to the state of Arizona and making Arizona your new home. But if you guys haven't already, before we get into this video, go ahead and click that little subscribe button below, click that little notification bell so you can get a notification every single time I upload a new video. And like I said before, I'm an Arizona state realtor and I'm helping people move here every single day from all over the US. So if you're looking to purchase a home here, you're not sure what area is best for you or the kids, you kind of want to get a better idea of how things are out here in the state of Arizona anywhere, you can always give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I am here to help serve and support you at the highest possible level. Let's go. Out here in Arizona, look at this. This is insane. Alright you guys, so first things first when you are purchasing a home, especially here in Arizona, is you want to understand the language, okay? You're going to hear things about earnest money deposit, mortgage loans, appraisals, appraisal gaps, appraisal contingencies, all of that, okay? Don't even worry about that, but you guys, let me tell you, you don't know what you don't know, right? So ask as many questions as possible. This is a huge process for you, okay? This is a huge investment. You're purchasing a home, right? Some people, this is the biggest investment of their life. So you want to ask as many questions as possible. So you want to know what the language is, okay? So closing costs. This is something that you want to talk with your mortgage loan officer about if you are pulling out a mortgage loan. They're going to break it down for you and see if there's a down payment assistance program for you, see what options you have. Here in Arizona right now, our down payment assistance programs are very minuscule. We only have 2 available right now, which is pretty crazy. But that's definitely something you want to keep an eye on, right? It's usually about 3% of the purchase price of a home. There's another thing you guys want to keep an eye out for, okay? This is earnest money deposits. Kim, what the heck is an earnest money deposit, okay? A lot of people don't realize that you have to come in, once you put an offer in, you have to put some type of, good faith deposit down. Kind of like a security deposit, right? Saying this is how much money you are willing to lose if you decide to back out of the contract. Just like if you are going to rent an apartment or if you're looking to rent a home, right? So this is called an earnest money deposit. It's a good faith deposit and it's usually about 1% of the purchase price of the home. So if you are buying a $500,000 property, you're going to be putting 1% down, so that'll be about $5,000. So that is going to be included into your down payment in the future once you close on that property, okay? So that's not just, gone. It's going to be, it's going to be added to your down payment. So no need to worry about that. And the larger the earnest money deposit is that you put in on your offer, the more your offer is going to stand out to those sellers. So keep that in mind. The higher that earnest money deposit, if you absolutely love the property, if you're ready to go, you want it no matter what it takes, put a higher earnest money deposit down. The sellers are going to be, they're gonna love it. Another thing is an appraisal gap, okay? So what is an appraisal gap? What is an appraisal contingency, Kim? So what this is, so let's say we are putting an offer in on a $500,000 property, okay? Right now in the state of Arizona, everybody is putting in offers above that asking price. That $500,000 is just a base price, okay? Every single buyer is putting in offers 10, 15, 20, 30,000 or so on dollars above that original base price, okay? I can tell you right now, if you put an offer in at $500,000 on a $500,000 property, we're probably not going to get it because they have other offers in on that property. Each property that you see is going to have at least 3 to 5 offers on it already, and every single one of those offers are going to be at least $5,000 above that asking price. So back to the appraisal gap, okay? So what is that? So let's say we have an offer on a $500,000 home. Our offer is at $525,000, okay? That's how much we're going, $25,000 above asking. So let's say the appraisal comes in at $510,000. So your loan, if you're pulling out a mortgage loan, your loan is only going to meet up to that appraised value. So it's going to come up at that $510,000 mark. So now you have an appraisal gap. which is what we call that, from 510 to that 525,000, okay? So we have $15,000 there that we're missing. So you as the buyer need to come in with that cash to make up for that gap in the appraisal price, which is that 510 to that 525,000. So that is what we call an appraisal contingency or an appraisal gap. So that's something you want to keep in mind of. These are all tools that we can use, and granted there are many more tools and negotiating tactics that we can use when we are writing our offers and we're going into this home buying process. And if you guys have any questions, we will go over all of this when you guys are ready to start this process. Okay, number 2, that was very long-winded. So number 2 is your must-haves. Before you guys start this process, figure out, okay, what area do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the East Valley or do you want to be in the West Valley? So keep in mind, Arizona is split into 2 different sections, right? So we have the West Valley and then we have the East Valley. We also have the North Phoenix and we have South Phoenix, right? So what area do you want to be in? Keep in mind, the East Valley is going to be a higher price point than you are going to see in the West Valley. The West Valley is more of an affordable price point. East Valley, you get, it's there. You have Scottsdale, Gilbert. You have like multi-million-dollar homes. West Valley is more like multi-generational family living, higher age millennials, definitely 55 plus and over families. It's just 2 different vibes. So keep that in mind. Do you want a 2-story? Do you want a 1-story? How many bedrooms? What type of entertainment do you want around you? Things like that. What are you looking for in a home? Do you need an air conditioning garage? Do you need an RV gate? Think about all of these things before you start this process. Number 3 is knowing what your debt to income ratio is. And this is something else to talk with the mortgage lender about. They will go over everything for you because you guys, your debt takes a lot. It can take a really big toll on how much of a mortgage loan you get approved for. A lot of people think that, if they have an 800 credit score, you are going to be good to go. You have this much money saved, then you could be good to go for this, $600,000 house. But that's not the case, because if your debt to income ratio, if your debt outweighs your income, you could be, qualified for way less if anything, right? So talk with the mortgage lender. If your debt to income is a little bit higher, then you can talk with the mortgage lender and we can all work on a payment plan for you, and we can set a step-by-step price up. We can figure out a step-by-step process for you to be able to pay off your debt so that you can get approved for a higher mortgage loan that you are looking for. Now, this is going to come into, once we're under contract, we're put on an offer, our offer is accepted. Do not go pull out a new car loan. Don't pull out a new credit card. Do not put any loans on any furniture. Don't do any high money spending whatsoever, because that is going to affect your DTI, which is your debt to income. You don't want to have anything hit your credit, no credit pulls, no nothing, until you get the keys to your home and the home is yours. At that point, you can do whatever you want. And your mortgage lender should tell you this exact same thing. Number 4 is your mortgage lender. There's a lot of people willing to pay cash these days, right? But not a lot of people want to put so much cash down, especially with how inflated the market is right now. So when it comes to a mortgage lender, do your research and do your due diligence, because not a lot of sellers want to go with big banks. Not a lot of sellers want to go with big, box lenders. They're going to look at that and say, "Oh, we've had closings with them before and it was atrocious." Banks usually aren't very communicative. You're going to get a different customer service representative probably every time you call them. You're not working with someone one-on-one, and the customer service is just really not the best. And on top of that, their interest rates are a little bit higher usually. So keep that in mind, you guys. And they're very, the communication is just a lot of lack of communication. So if you are wanting to get into this, if you want your offer to stand out, go with a local lender here in the Valley. I have multiple lenders I can send over to you guys, and I always recommend my buyers to do their due diligence. And you guys want to make sure your lender is going to be able to serve and support you at the highest possible level, and they're going to be able to elevate your experience, right? Customer service is where you want to be. So you don't want to go with any top lenders. You want to go with someone who can also lock in your interest rate. If you are going into a new build mortgage lender, well, usually what I've seen has not been able to lock in your mortgage rate, right? So your build time is going to be anywhere between 8 to 15 months right now. Toll Brothers is like 18 months, okay? The Toll Brothers community is about 18 months. Your interest rates are usually not locked in until 30 to 90 days before your your home closes, which is before you get the keys to your property, okay, which is crazy. If you go with the local lender, they could most likely lock in your interest rate right now. We're seeing interest rates skyrocket, week after week right now. They're just continuously going up. So talk with the lender, do your due diligence, do your research, and make sure you have someone in there to be able to help you lock in that rate so you can save money in the future. Number 5, this is going to be your budget, okay? Biggest thing that I hear is people come to me and they say, hey Kim, our budget, our max is $600,000. Let's start looking at properties at this price point. And I'm like, wait a second, hold on, take a step back, okay? Okay, because we have to keep in mind, if that is your max, we don't want to be looking at the max of your budget, because we want you to be able to afford it, right? We don't want you to purchase a property at $600,000 and then you not be able to afford it in the future, okay? Because you have to think about it. What are the utilities like? What are the HOA fees? What are the community facility district fees? What are the electrical? Is there solar lease on the property? Keep that all in mind, you guys. What is the AC like? Like, is it a 2-story? AC is usually a little bit more expensive in 2 stories than the single-story units. Keep in mind, heat rises, right? So when heat rises in Arizona, your AC is going to be working harder. If you have an older home, you only have 1 AC unit on a 2-story build, it's going to be a little harder to keep that AC up and running, and it's going to be more costly. So keep that in mind, okay? You want to be very clear on your budget. So keep in mind, the market's insane right now. It's a huge seller's market. So any offer that we put on a property, there's already going to be at least 5 to 10 plus offers on that property as well. So we want to look underneath. Let's say your budget is at $600,000. Let's look at properties at $550,000, okay? Because we want to be able to go above that $550,000 to make our offer stand out and to make sure you guys are comfortable with the price point you guys are putting offers in on. And then talk with the mortgage lender as well. See what you can do. Tell them, hey, this is what I want my monthly to be. This is how much I'm willing to spend in HOA. This is my monthly, bills. Explain to them where you are at financially and what you're comfortable with, because then they will do a pre-approval and crunch the numbers and make it to where it's comfortable for you and you are not going above your means. And you guys comment below, have you heard of any of these before, or any of these that you have never heard about? If you have any questions, comment below. I am here to help serve and support you guys at the highest possible level. If you guys are looking to move here to the state of Arizona and purchase a home here in Arizona, if you're not sure what area is best for you, if you want to look at interest rates, see what you guys are capable of purchasing here, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I am here to help serve and support you at the highest possible level. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.